I created something a bit weird on socials called Dream Tracks.
Could you say this? Scream for me, baby. Then use the Wolverine scream.
Oh my God.
Scream for me, baby.
What was the one that really sticks out as the one that didn't work?
Do you know?
Yes.
And it made millions of views. And I don't explain why. I don't explain why. There is a line of 5,000 people online waiting to buy tickets. My mom calls me every 2 minutes to say, your uncle took a ticket for your show in this town. And I was not ready for it.
Go straight to it, yeah.
My mom is calling me.
Do you want to take it? You can't put your mom on hold.
You know what? Let's do this very quickly. We do it together.
You know, I'm so excited for you because of, you know, what you were telling me with this show that you've coming out. And, you know, you've got, I think, 4 platinum records, 4, 6 gold records. And, you know, you're a top 100 DJ. And you've got this huge Paris announcement. So you got to tell me about it and why you're coming in without any sleep today.
Yeah. Before the interview, you were asking, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm super happy to be with you guys, especially you, Zach. But yeah, I didn't sleep yet because we just announced a new show in Paris on the biggest arena called Accor Arena in Paris. It's about, I would say, 19,000 people. And it's going to be the 16th of October 27. And there is a line of like 5,000 people online waiting to buy tickets. And I even now, I don't realize. I don't realize how is it even possible, you know? Like, you know, maybe you're more invited as a public person, but like for people, like, they need to take care of their children for a night. They need to go on a website to buy a ticket, to take a day off from work, to find a nanny. There's like a process to go to a concert, and people are doing that for me. And this is like the biggest proof of love. You know, it's crazy when you think about it.
I mean, on the one hand, I love how mind blown you seem by all of this, but on the other hand, I'm kind of surprised by how taken aback you are, because the accomplishments that you have in your music career have been piling up for a little while now. Why is this so surprising for you?
Well, thank you. I don't know really how to say that in English, but I would probably try to be the most honest with myself. When I see myself in the mirror, I'm happy with what I do. That's true. I do that for more than 15 years being a DJ. But in the other hand, I have to admit also that I didn't make it to the US yet. I don't have a worldwide hit yet. So for the European market, okay, it works really good. And I can show off to my friends saying, yeah, I sold out a few shows. But I'm really not there yet. You know, for me, it's only the beginning.
Last year, we talked during Amsterdam Dance Event with another top 100 DJ whose name is Kubrick, a German DJ. And he was kind of explaining it to us where the life of a DJ has a lot of these sort of moments where you go up and then you hit this plateau. And as a DJ or as a performer in general, you start questioning yourself as to why the rise isn't continuing, why there's this leveling off. Is that kind of the same thing that you're going through?
Absolutely. For the people who doesn't know me, basically I'm a DJ for 15 years. I'm DJing for 15 years, and I love my life, and I love doing gigs, and I love travel the world, and that's absolutely amazing. And I can't really explain why. For the last 2-3 years, something magic happened. And the numbers on socials went up. The numbers of gig requests went up. And now I think this year I will probably play more than 150 times, you know? So I mean, what Kubrick says, it's so true. I didn't change. I'm exactly the same for the last 15 years, you know? But now with the success, I have to play a new game. And I'm still the same. And I think we were not ready for it as well. You know, we're a very small team here in Paris. and now we need more people to help us. We need like more video guy and more management, and now we have like requests from worldwide agency from all over the world, and we don't know how to handle it. And like the situation now is absolutely amazing. My mom calls me every 2 minutes to say, "Oh, your uncle took a ticket for your show in this town," and blah, blah, blah. And that's amazing. It's just I was not ready for it.
I mean, you've got the show coming up in Amsterdam at Paradiso,
Yes, it's sold out.
which is sold out, and it's an awesome venue. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a former church in the city center that's been converted into this concert venue.
Yeah.
If memory serves, I think you're actually playing, the upstairs space at Paradiso, which, is the smaller of the two spaces. So, and then you're coming back, I think 6 weeks later to play a festival in Hudson. And it's so interesting to me that here on the one hand, you're talking about selling out the potential of selling out this 19,000 seat arena. And on the other hand, you're, selling out a space that's maybe 500, 600 people, at jammed capacity.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be such an unusual paradox.
Yeah.
To kind of reconcile, right?
That's very interesting. There's a very interesting paradox because, so in France, Belgium, Switzerland, I'm known, and that's okay. In the rest of Europe, in the rest of the world, I'm still, I would say, a DJ, a regular DJ, and I need to do my proof, And I don't know if we say that in English this way. To do my proof.
To prove yourself.
To prove myself. Thank you, Zach. But I love that. I love that being, I feel that I need to prove myself every time I'm playing. Okay. And even if I play an arena, every time I play a big gig in France, there's always an after party in a small venue, more than 500 people, just to play techno for 3-4 hours. Because I need that. This is like, it's in my blood. That's like my energy is coming from these things particularly. I love to play big shows and I think it's amazing, but I also need to play small venue. And I wish myself next time when I will come to Amsterdam, I will play in the bigger room, of course.
It's interesting that you also say you love to play in the smaller venues, because while we were researching you and I was looking at video after video of your live performances, sometimes it looks like you're more engaged and having more fun when you're doing the smaller sets where the crowd is right up around your keyboard and kind of just sort of jammed up against you.
I agree. It's, for me, there's like 3 very different things. The first thing is you go to play to a festival. It's amazing. There is like 50,000 people in front of you and you're on stage and there is a connection, but you only have 1 hour to express yourself. 1 hour as a DJ, for me, is a disaster. I hate that. I don't like that because you tell no story. You can't really explain, tell a story or start somewhere. It needs still to have a beginning and an end, but it's complicated. And you have to give everything in 1 hour. Second thing, there's like small venue, small clubs, and that's amazing. And I love that because you can tell a story. Like I love to play 3, 4, 5 hours techno DJ set sometimes. And about what you said about Amsterdam, like the big difference as a DJ is when you play to a club or a festival, or when you play to a venue that you produce yourself. For example, in Amsterdam, I produce my show myself, and sometimes you can think DJs are absolutely famous, amazing, whatever you want, and you see they are coming in your town and there is like not so much people. That's the big difference. It's like going for the first time in my life. That's the first time in my life this year. I take the risk to produce like small venue like that. So I prefer to go to the smaller room and tell you, Zach, that it's already sold out than going to the big room and lose money. Because I'm myself as a producer, So that's also risky.
Does that in any way affect the type of music that you put out?
Yes, probably, but it's quite the same for me as well. I produce mainstream electro, house music, but also I produce very underground tech house music. So, and I think this can work together. This can live together.
Well, and on the more sort of trendy and let's say popular side of what you're doing is maybe, this series of tracks, dream tracks
Oh,
that you're doing. And so for people who don't know about it, I mean, it's better for you to explain it. It's such a cool idea.
thank you. I created something a bit weird on socials called Dream Tracks. It's very easy. I meet people, actors, singers, creators, anyone, and I ask them what if they can snap their fingers and release their ultimate dream track with whatever they want. And I produced it. So sometimes, for example, I was doing the last one was with Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm.
He asked me like the scream of his character on the
Wolverine, yeah.
Wolverine. He asked me a few things, and it was so complicated. But at the end, I had to produce the song and create their dream tracks, and it became quite viral the last 2 years. The past.
Yeah, it was with Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson
And get us
together.
on. Yeah, sorry, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and what's funny about it is that, there's a kind of silly component to it, especially when you talk to kind of the more famous people, right? I forget who one of them wanted the sound of biting into a French baguette. Craig David. I think was biting into a baguette with it. I'm more wondering, what's the more serious side of that? What are the more, unique and serious tracks that you've put together from these collaborations?
Well, it's supposed to be never that serious. When I started, I really didn't want it to be so serious. And in fact, at the end, I produced a few tracks. The first one with a DJ called Prydz is like a superstar in Poland. And we started to talk and to do the concept. But during the talk, it was like, hey, you know what? I think we could release this track. I said, yeah, but you put like a few elements. That's going to be a bit complicated if we want to do a clearance or something, if you want to put it out, And at the end, everybody said, yes, let's put this track out. It was a success in Europe and I was super happy. And recently I did exactly the same with a famous rock band called Skip the Use. They're like really a legit rock band in France. And we did the dream track and we started the same way we did with Prydz. And he was like, you know what? That'd be nice if we can release the track. And the track is out now and it's on the radio everywhere. And I'm super excited. But of course, when Hugh Jackman is asking me the scream of Wolverine, I can't release this song. I wanted this year, before the end of this year, I wanted to do a video of all the failed dream track. Because there's a few. Obviously, because sometimes it just don't work, And
what was the one what was the one that really sticks out as the one that didn't work?
Do you know Edgar Wright?
Yes.
Okay.
The director.
The director. Very nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Very nice guy. He's doing the promotion for his last movie, the crazy movie it was 20. Do you remember the movie? I forgot.
Is this his remake of The Running Man?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So he was doing promotion for The Running Man. And he was doing promotion really every 2 minutes for maybe a full day.
I mean, for, if you're on the other side of the camera, people don't know that these junkets where they're doing the interviews, it's just one person after another asking the same 5 questions basically over and over and over again for like a 12-hour day, either in like a cramped hotel room or over a satellite feed.
Absolutely. And it's very hard for them, for everybody. It's hard for everybody, especially for Edgar. And I'm finally the last one to come at the end of the day. And Edgar is really, really nice. and he will never tell me, Mosey, please do something easy because I have no energy. Sometimes it happens to me when I do some press junket, and I try until the very last person. I try to give my best and to be like, okay. But we had like 5 minutes left to do this, and it was complicated because in 5 minutes I had to explain the concept and to try to have some stuff with it from him, but he was tired. Okay. So if you watch the dream track of Edgar Wright, for me, when I went out, I said, you know what? It's okay. You're tired. It's okay. But the production, like the Paramount Picture production, they were like, okay, did you do something? And I told them, I think it's not a good idea, guys, because he's tired and the results will be not that good. And they said, oh, please try. And I was like, there was like very few elements to do a dream track. I think it won't work, and I told them, let's reschedule something at another time. It's fine. Don't worry. And Edgar was exactly thinking the same way. Was like, yeah, let's do it a bit more better another day, whatever. But Paramount said, no, please, guy, try it. Try. So I was there trying to do a track with like 2-3 elements, and it was so hard for me. We released the dream track, and it made millions of views, and I don't explain why. I don't explain why, how this is happening.
I love that the one that's the biggest bust for you is the one that gets millions of views. Also,
of course,
that's awesome.
But it's always like that.
And what was it that actually opened the door for you to start doing the Dream Tracks series? At least the episodes that you do where you have more and more famous people, because you've had a ton of very famous people. So what was it that kicked the door open to do that?
I would say the numbers went a bit crazy during the past few years, and because of that, and also because I know my concept, and I know exactly what I need to make a dream track. They just trust me. People trust me a few times with some big names, and they were happy. So they gave me, it's like I don't know how to say that in English. You know what I mean? You just need one to have all the rest.
Yeah.
But there's
how?
Yeah, tell me.
No, sorry. Go ahead, please.
No, I was going to say there is still one dream to check on my list. I would love to do the dream track of Jimmy Fallon.
Why Jimmy Fallon's dream track?
Because I think I love everything about him. I love the way he talks about politics. I love the way he does music. I love the way he's benevolent with the crowd, with the people, with the guests. I just love that guy.
So, Jimmy Fallon, if you're listening,
of course, please,
we want to get a dream track going with you.
Yes. And I mean, do you have an idea maybe with a Dutch artist?
A Dutch artist for a dream track.
I used to do a track a long time ago for Man. You know Man?
Interesting.
Yeah. She's famous, right?
Yeah. Joost Klein could be interesting. He was the Eurovision entrant a couple of years ago, and as the sort of like hardcore Dutch hardcore musician that a lot of people know.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and he just performed at Coachella.
Oh.
So that could be the one.
Oh yeah, let's stay in touch. I'm ready.
What is you've kind of turned dream tracks almost into a format at this point.
Yeah.
How is it that that you've developed it? What are the steps that you walk people through
to do a dream track?
Yeah,
it's quite complicated. We need an interview. Mm-hmm. Before the interview, I need to pitch the concept, how it works. I need to ask them also not to forget why they're famous, why the people are loving them. Sometimes I have artists, they come and they say, you know what, I want that because of my childhood. I want that. And I say, it's fine. but don't forget why people loves you. And say, oh yes, yes, this, because sometimes they want to promote their songs and they forgot the big hits they had by the past or stuff like that. So we have a talk before, then we do a list, then we do the interview, we shoot the interview. After the interview, there is a research part. I need to take all the songs, all the video, all what they're asking. Sometimes it's like noise, sometimes it's, I don't know, anything they want. So I take everything and put that in a folder. That's the hardest part. So I go on live Ableton and I try to put everything in the same tone, everything in the same tempo, also BPM. And when I have this, that's my base to try to tell a story. From that sample pack, I would say, I go on Logic. You ask for it, huh?
Yeah, I love it. This is awesome.
I go on Logic. When I'm on Logic, I start to see the video, to watch the video again from the interview. So, okay, he's asking that. So I put the elements. I try to do the dream track, so to create the track. And from this dream track, at the end, I do the way around. So I listen to the dream track. I watch the interview, because sometimes I was not able to put like the elements the way he wants. So I tried to tweak a little bit the video as well, just to make it believe that it was this way he asked it, or this order, When we have this, it's not finished. When we have this, I finally go here in my studio and I start to play again every song that I've done in the dream track. So I play the keyboard, I play the samples and everything, and I shoot the video in the same time. When this is done, we have to do the final video, which is the video from the interview, from myself playing the songs, and from the reveal. And finally it's done. Except the subtitles.
And then these videos that you put out, they're usually, 3 or 4 minutes long.
Less than sort of minutes.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Mosi, you've got to do like a behind the scenes of all of this.
Oh yeah,
that it takes. I'm telling you, you've got this, great thing of where you've got all of this extra footage and all of this work that goes into it. Your colleagues arguing over who to interview or how to get them. I think you've got your own reality show here.
Oh, you're right. That's a good idea. Like a few months ago, it's exactly that. Look, a few months ago, a friend of mine asking me to do a remix for a song, someone I don't know, but he's producing the guy and he's trying, to as a friend, he needs help. I said, bro, I really don't have time to do the remix. You can ask this friend or this friend, please, Mosi, can you do it? And he asked, and I love that. He's a good friend of mine. I said, okay. And I did a remix of the song very fast. I was like 2 hours in the studio before going back on tour. I did something simple, but I didn't ask myself any question. I was like doing this. Now it's everywhere on the French radio. Everywhere. If they knew that I took 2 hours to do the remix, they will be pissed. But I just tell you that because now you know.
It's just between us.
Oh, it's just between us. It's crazy.
The tour that you're doing over the next couple of months also has a lot of component from the dream tracks as part of the tour, right?
Yes. I start the show with in the dark, there's a voice telling the crowd, after I produced all the dream tracks for my guest, now it's time to produce my dream track in front of you as a show. So I tell the crowd what I wish would be to have some French touch. Like I would love to have a crazy stage design. Everything is hidden by help me.
Sort of a screen or a curtain.
A curtain. Thank you. Mm-hmm. We call it a kabuki in French. No, I don't know.
Curtain.
Maybe, So there's a curtain. Everything is hidden, and I'm telling the crowd, okay, I would love to do a show like that. I would love to do a show with people involved who are dancing and sharing with the crowd and the audience, and something very special. And everything that I do and I say during this voice happened during the show. So I started to create my own dream track in front of the crowd. And the setup I have live is very interesting because I can do basically whatever I want live. I work with 505. It might be a bit too technical for the podcast. I don't know. You let me know.
That's okay. Yeah, no, go for it.
But it's very interesting because it allows me to do whatever I want. And I work with the 505, which is a looper from Boss. And the update of this looper, the MK3, sorry, works also with the DGM. And so I have a clock master that gives everything the same BPM. So I can stack everything I want. I can stack the scream of the crowd, for example. I can stack a piece of piano, a piece of drums, a piece of me singing or scratching, and I can create a new story in front of the people. And there's like a camera all over me, and people can see on the screen what's happening during the show. And I love that.
How in the world are you doing that while you're actually in the middle of your set?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're doing this while you're performing, that you're also pulling samples from the crowd and from the show while you're actually, playing and spinning tracks and performing. How do you balance those two things?
Oh, quite bad actually. Because the sound is coming back to the microphone, and it's more, to be honest, it's more for the experience. It's more to create something special with the crowd. Of course, it's never that easy to do, especially if you want to record someone. But sometimes I just take someone from the crowd, asking them to come on stage and to do the thing, and I ask the crowd to be quiet for a moment and just, okay, do you want to say something? Yeah, it's the birthday today. It's the birthday of Zach. Okay, let's celebrate. Happy birthday, Zach. Up, it's sampled. I can do a track around him, and that's funny.
I mean, it's funny, but it's also an incredible talent to be able to put that on. I can barely, write and talk at the same time.
Okay, but you're an amazing journalist. So what do you want? It's I couldn't do that. What you do,
I mean, do you this song that you end up creating during your live shows? Is that what your closer ends up being for the night?
Actually, no. I close. I always play. I would say maybe for a long time now. I know what I play to start. I know what I play to finish, and during the middle, I have no idea what I do. That's my way of thinking. Always taking care of the entry, the outro. In the middle, try to do the best of yourself, And I finish with a song from Cyrus D. It's the alias from Eric Prydz, a song called On Off, my favorite song ever. And I play keyboards on it. And I love to finish with this one because on the screen, there's also all the names from the team, that goes down. Like
that's nice.
Star Wars thing, because we are like, I don't know, maybe more than hundreds working on this show. And if I start to say thank you to everyone, it's going to be...
It's like an Oscars speech at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When you're getting off the stage, do you have an immediate sense if you crushed it that night or if it was sort of like a lukewarm show?
I think I'm lucky enough to have only good feedback, I would say. I think. But the thing is, we go back to the previous questions, but it depends also on where you're at. If you produce your own show with the people who take especially tickets to see you, or you're playing in a club and people are coming to the club, and if you're here or not here, so I think it's way much harder to play in a club or a festival and try to convince them that you're a good artist than going to play and perform to a show that you produce yourself and people took tickets themselves to see you playing, It's a bit different. So I would say during my show, I share with the crowd so much. We have so much this thing, but also on socials. Also, I'm very close to the crowd and to the people who follow me. And just to be honest, just before the interview, I was with my team. We were crying together and hugging together because the launch of this arena is going good. So I don't know. I don't know if I crushed or if I didn't. That's a tricky question.
If you're so generous, with your feelings during your performance and open with your team, and your outward persona is this very like high energy, upbeat, positive guy, right? Are you also kind of a harsh critic towards yourself?
Oh yes. Oh, you have to. You have to. You have to. I mean, I wouldn't say hard, but I would say being honest. These things, I don't know if it's the same word in English, but in French we use the word aligné, aligned.
Mm-hmm.
If you're aligned, like being an aligned artist for me is the key to everything. Also, not being an artist, being a journalist, being an amazing engineer like Marcus, being anyone you want. If you're aligned with what you do, then you won. I'm aligned as an artist. I know exactly what I want. I know my goal. I know I will make it to the US. I know exactly where I go. And it's just, it doesn't work when you're not really aligned. For example, when I started as a DJ, the first thing I've done when I was a DJ, so now I'm 38 and I started being a DJ. I was 19, 20. And I accepted to participate to a talent show.
Mm-hmm.
I was a resident DJ in Ibiza. A guy came and told me, that'd be nice because you're a DJ and you're singing in the same time. That'd be nice if you do the talent show. It's on a French channel. It's called Star Academy. Just try to do it. And I was like, come on, guys. I knew the show by the day. And it was for you guys, you can compare to
it's like a Star Search, was a long running,
yes,
talent competition, and America's Got Talent,
like
and
with a pop idol, Americans Got Talent, but more TV reality because we are closed on a castle for 4 months with your 24 hours online, and every day you take classes, singing, acting, music, and every Saturday you sing with the old world. Like there's guests. I sang with David Guetta, Rihanna. It was a crazy show, and I accepted to do that because I was poor, because I had nothing left, because my mom was poor. We were in a very hard situation back in the days, and I said, you know what? Screw it. I will do the show. I will try to stay 1 week because every week there is a contestant kicked out by the audience. They vote online. Okay, you know the drill. And I started to do that. I stayed 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. At some point, the reason why I've done that changed a bit because I've done this to help my mom because I had nothing left. And also I thought, that doesn't work, I will go back to my DJ residency in Ibiza, and it was okay. But the story told me I stayed more than 3 weeks. I stayed 4 months, and I won the show, and I won 1 million, and I won one contract with Universal by the day. This was absolutely crazy. And I started as a DJ singer doing shows, and I was absolutely not aligned with myself. And it took me many years, but I only wanted to be a DJ. That's it. I didn't want to be a superstar. I didn't want to sing with a crowd that knows my song when I start a key. This. You've saw that when Justin Bieber starts to play a song, and there's the keyboard coming, and people knows the song, and everybody's like that, and they have like lighter and no, no. I respect that. It's just not for me. I want to surprise the crowd with a track that they doesn't know, with a mashup they doesn't know. I want to go deep into their emotion, and I think when you play your album on stage, it's not really the same. So I wasn't aligned. I did 1 album, 2 albums, 3 albums. At some point, I had to do stop and say, okay, I'm not aligned.
Can you get a little bit more deeper into like what that means for you and how you actually approach that?
Being aligned as an artist would be probably the same as being aligned as a human being, as a man, as an entrepreneur, as anyone. It's for me, I grew up with this sentence that my dad told me and repeated me my whole life. And he was telling me, as long as you do what exactly you want to do as a work or anything in your life, then you won. You win, you won. I don't know in English. I think it's you won.
Yeah, you won.
You won. And I was, my whole life I was trying, okay, but now I do studies and I don't want to study. And now I do this and I don't want to do this. And now I do a creepy job and I don't want to do this. And I was a bit pissed of my dad telling me that my whole life. And at some point, I did the show in France, and then I started to do music. And I realized that I was doing things that I love, and I was winning. I was enjoying. And now, as an adult, when I see exactly what I do, it could be a big crowd with 20,000 people, or it could be a small venue like Sony in Amsterdam. I don't care. I have exactly the same eyes. I feel exactly the same way. I'm aligned, I'm happy, and I'm winning. And this is the way I try to explain it. And it works with everything. It's not just music. It works with everything, with love, especially love. If you're not aligned as a lover, as Marcus is gonna be married. He's so aligned. He's more aligned than me. Sorry. You know what I mean? And I'm not jealous. I envy him, because one day I will feel that as well.
Well, and you don't feel that way now?
As a lover?
No, just in general, in your life in general.
I know I'm at 100% of it now, of course.
Yeah. Of course. Okay, so it's just the one last thing.
It's just the one. It's gonna come. It's gonna.
We'll get you there.
Yeah,
we'll get you there. I know people.
Okay, at least can you try maybe more an American girl, because it's be easier after to make it to the US.
It's easier for the work visa.
She's Dutch. It's fine. Hey, go.
Okay, well, we'll start calling around.
Thank you.
Also, you must have felt this sort of pressure to kind of keep that revenue going and going and going. Once you hit that point, you don't want to leave it on the table anymore.
I was clever. I was clever because I knew what was the money advance. I knew also what was the investment from the stage producer, the live producer. I knew also the management, what they invested at the moment. And I wait until everybody were on the 0 point to says, I'm leaving, guys. I'm done. It's fine. And I started from scratch again. I quit Universal. I signed to Sony RCA. I quit the tour team, and I signed to Allo Florid. Management, the same. I quit my management and I stayed with my assistant from the beginning. She was my assistant. She became my manager, and now she's my business partner, and she runs the world for me. So yeah, we just started again from scratch, and that's fine. When you're aligned, it's perfect. It's like being in a relationship. Like people have. I see in your eyes you are in a very healthy relationship, and because
this week I am.
I feel that. But sometimes you are with someone. It's something is not okay, and it's complicated because you have to shut down the relation and to start over, and you finally find someone which is perfect with. For me, the music is exactly the same.
What you were talking a few times about, your mother didn't have any resources and you guys weren't doing so well, what was her reaction when you said, you know what, I'm going to hit a reset button here?
So I finished the show and I won $1 million. And I remember asking her, okay, tell me how much is your debt now? How much do you need to pay? And I remember it was 145 grand. I just paid it. I said, okay, look, it's done. No debts anymore. And we were living in a small flat. And we were dreaming of a house with a swimming pool and 2 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like 15 years later, I bought the house, the swimming pool, and she has like 6 dogs.
At the same time, though, did she have this reaction like, the debts are cleared and, it's a level situation again, let's not get to that point again. You should keep doing what you're doing? Or was she supportive of your decision?
I think my mom taught me how to learn things from failure, from stuff that didn't work, So we start over and we made it good. But also we don't have like the same. It's funny because when I talk to my American friends and I ask them how's the situation and how does it works, in France we have a strong taxation,
Mm-hmm.
So if you win 1 million, you probably pay something like 65% of taxes, which is a lot. So it was amazing, but it was not a million though,
Right. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I don't know how it is in America. When you do a million, you do a million.
I'd say here in the Netherlands, it's sort of like, the higher up you are, the better your tax attorneys are, and the better they are at shielding your money. And I think in a lot of ways, France is kind of the same too.
Yeah. Fair.
Your mother, is French, and your father is Swiss. Do you feel like you sort of take more from one side or the other?
Oh, both. I'm very on time as a Swiss guy, but I can be very rude as a French guy. I love to eat bread as a French guy and chocolate as a Swiss guy. No, I don't know. But is it true that French people are rude?
I don't have that experience, but a lot of people say I'm rude. So
oh, really?
I'm not. Of course.
Where are you from exactly?
I'm from Chicago, and I've lived in Amsterdam for about 20 years.
Rude people in Chicago? No way.
I'm very sort of straightforward, and I don't really like sugarcoating things very much. I just sort of like getting to the point. So, I can be that sort of, working class, funny Chicagoan, but I can also be that rude, straight to the point, direct Amsterdam Dutch person as well.
Very, very French in the same way, somehow.
I think I'd survive in France.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
But this is exactly that's specifically the thing I love in Netherlands. They're straight.
That people just go straight to it. Yeah.
My mom is calling me.
Do you want to take it? You can't put your mom on hold.
No, it's okay. You know what? Let's do this very quickly. We do it together.
Yeah, do it.
Because she had a surgery operation now.
Oh yeah, you've got to check on your mom.
Okay. Maman, it's fine. The surgery went well. It's fine.
Excellent.
Thank you for that.
Of course, my God, it's your mom. You've got to talk to your mom. You can't leave your mom on read.
No,
if there's one rule on life, it's you can't put your mom on read.
To be honest, usually I would have say no, but now I just wanted her to wake up from the surgery. So yeah.
Yes. I mean, you're really close with your mom. Is that, has it always been like that?
Always.
Always.
Of course, always. We stay our baby boy for her mom the whole year life. But that's the same with my dad. I'm a very family guy, I would say, like the show. No, it's really important to me because at the end, I realized with the work, I I basically work 24 hours, 7 days, and I'm on tour and I'm in the studio and I'm working, and I realized, in Paris we have like a lot of brasserie, small restaurant
Mm-hmm.
outside.
Mm-hmm.
And when I go from one event to another one meeting to another meeting, I see people having beers. And it's like in Amsterdam, having beers, and in Chicago as well. And every time I think, damn, they have time. They have
Mm-hmm.
time. Or they took some time for themselves. That's crazy. I don't have time. So I have time for my family.
Is this an ambition?
To have time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
No.
I'm waiting for that my whole life. I was waiting for that my whole life. Now that everything works good, I would say, hey guys, you know what? Let's take a break. No, never. Let's take no break. Let's kill it.
Is this the? It sounds more like the entrepreneur than the artist talking.
Yes, might be, but the entrepreneur has to go to do paddle and tennis and football. I don't need to do those things. I just need to be on stage. As long as I'm on stage, it's fine.
Do you ever take breaks for yourself? 150 performances this year, you said something like that.
Yeah.
That's you're on stage once every 2 days.
Yeah.
Every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you keep that pace going?
My answer would be probably a bit cliche, but the power the people gives you when you're on stage, it's magic. When I do a concert at 8 p.m., I do an after at 2 a.m. because I'm in need of them. But also I don't drink. I don't drink too much. I don't drink if I work. I don't drink, so I really don't drink a lot. I smoke maybe one cigarette a day because I like it, and it's the thin one, like the. You don't smoke?
I smoked for a long time. I'm very jealous of people who can do one cigarette a day.
And sometimes
if
days when I don't have any more, I just don't have it anymore. It's fine.
No. If you put one cigarette in front of me, I'm back to a pack a day.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I can't. I'm jealous. But yeah, do you have kids also?
Not yet, but very soon, I hope.
Yeah,
of course.
And are you in a solid relationship?
No, absolutely not. With the audience?
No.
Yes.
With the audience?
No.
So then that's what, if at the end of the night, you've done your gig and then you've done your after party gig and you've gone from 8:00 at night to 6:00 in the morning, just on stage, going, what's the mood that hits you when you finally back at home, or you're back in the hotel room and it's just you?
I have a dog. I have Netflix, and I have an amazing team. And that's being in my hotel room with my dog waiting for me in front of Netflix with a new show. That's not bad. That's really not bad. But I'm a lover. I'm a lover. So one day she will be there, and one day I will know she's the one. Like I can see it in your eyes. So it's fine.
Yeah. Frank Sinatra, they used to say about Frank Sinatra that he always had to surround himself with the people that he performed with, the people that he worked with, and that he just couldn't go a moment without either being on stage or without being around the people who were with him on stage and kind of having that sort of gravity, that center of attention feeling. Is that kind of like, is that you?
I wouldn't say center of attention, because I really see myself as an excuse to be together. I'm not the center of attention. We are. But yes, of course, that's magic.
Is that maybe, the difference between the kind of superstar DJs and the DJs that take a longer period of time to get to that point? Is, the difference between, somebody insisting on being the center of attention and somebody putting together an experience that's more of a communal event?
I go back from the theme as being aligned as an artist. Like the artists that I really love today, I see them being aligned. David Guetta is one of my example, he's the most aligned artist I know since ever. This guy, like more than 15 years ago, he had a vision. He was there and he was like trying to do a song, and he thought, okay, maybe I should ask this guy to do a drop very hard electro. And you know what? He met a singer from a choir, and he asked this guy to sing, and he asked another guy to do a melody. He was a genius, taking ideas, and these ideas became Love Is Gone, for example, like his first massive track. So, and he knew exactly what he wanted. And I love that. There's a French guy as well now, Hugel. He's amazing. He's amazing because he's a good friend for a long time. And he was always like that. But he was not famous. So I remember I was coming to play in his club. He was a resident DJ in a club in the South France, a club. And he was already aligned. He was telling me already back in the days, one day I will make it. I will be famous. I will be one of the best DJ in the world. Everybody were laughing. Of course. He was a resident DJ in a small club. Now he's like one of the biggest DJ in the world. So I trust the vision. And I have my vision, and I trust myself.
Your vision also includes a lot of bringing in instrumentation.
Yeah.
Like you playing the keyboards on stage, but also, if memory serves, a lot with percussion. Yeah. I think you also play guitar as well.
Sometimes, yes. Not live, but not in the show, but yes.
If your vision is bringing these elements on stage, where did that come from to do that?
It comes from always the same thing, trying to find an excuse to share with the crowd, with the audience, either with the turntables, either with the keyboards, with the drums, with singing, with scratching, just to find something. I think I was scared. I was scared that people doesn't stay or were bored. Sometimes when you go to a show, especially a DJ show, I don't know if you feel the same, but I don't like going to a show, watching a guy playing, and I don't know what's happening.
Right.
What the fuck the guy he's doing? I don't know. He's just there, and the way the stage is done, you don't see his hands. So you just hear, you listen to music, and sometimes the guy is bored. Those type like, guys, no, this is not for me.
I mean, that's one thing about you. I would say, in all the videos of yours that I've seen, and, I expect to be there at Paradiso when you're here as well. You never seem bored in the middle of your performances.
No, but that's also I was scared being bored as well. That's why I started to play instruments, to find other excuses to try to share with the crowd. And I'm also happy sometimes when I play for example, this Saturday, I play in Belgium, Brussels. I play the venue called L'Abbé, which is a beautiful venue. It's amazing. And after L'Abbé, I play at Fuse, which is like the most underground club in all Belgium. I play a 3 hours techno DJ set. There is no keyboard, there is no microphone, there is no scratching or whatever. There is a techno DJ set, and that's it. So what I will try to create something with the crowd, but you only have those turntables, the music, and people are here for the music. No camera is allowed. I love the experience is amazing, and it was a childhood dream to play there. So I'm excited.
I mean, it's incredible because you seem to be hitting and checking off these different bucket list milestones.
Yes, of course,
for yourself.
Of course.
Are you going to be here for Amsterdam Dance Event also in October?
I hope. We try to. I'm trying to organize a French event. So maybe in the same place. I don't know. But that'd be nice. Yes. That'd be amazing.
I want to get back to also, your growth over the last couple of years, because, people in the Netherlands might not know that you were a judge on The Voice in Belgium as well. What did that actually do for your profile as a performer, both, in Belgium, but also internationally?
It's only good things. It's only good. I took it very seriously. I did 4 seasons, and that's a show that require a lot of patience, but also you have to be benevolent all the time, and that's the key of The Voice, and that's why I love this show, and that's why I loved to do it. But it takes also a lot of time. You have to be there. So it's a 6 months experience. And at some point, I was more coaching people than coaching myself and doing music. So I stopped, but it was a good experience. And what's changed, there is kind of a big The Voice family. I've been to the US a few times, and I went to see the show, and that was cool. But as a DJ, not much.
All right. Well, look, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate,
Thank you.
all of the time that you've taken and spent with us. I would say, Pete Philly, who, was a prominent DJ here and a musician here and has these sort of interesting up and down career. Also a great interview. He might be of the high energy, Dutch musician that you're looking for. Super cool guy.
I'd be super happy if you can introduce. I'd be super happy. I come to Amsterdam anyway, and I'd be super happy to do one.
Yeah, and I love the amount of time that you spend, and I wish you all the best, and congratulations on the big announcement. That's great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Mosimann.
Thank you.
Dam Yankee is an NL Times podcast. The show is created by me and Peach Rizzo, and this episode was produced by Laura Bodger and Marcus Engel.